In this video, I want to share with you the fridge slide that I mounted into the deck system here for the Chevy Colorado. And so the fridge that I have is a Dometic CFF45, so it's 45 liters. And the fridge slide, it actually slides out and then tilts down so I can access it because it's up high on the deck system. And another thing to keep in mind if you're running a topper or a GFC is that you need to get clearance to basically open up the door and not hit the top of the rear hatch on the camper or topper. So this system ended up fitting the bill for me. This fridge slide I got from Overland Vehicle Systems, and it can accommodate many different sizes of fridges. I got an install video at the end of this video. If you're interested in doing this on a deck system, maybe you can learn from me, even if you're not going to use this actual slide. So one of the considerations I have when I mounted this is location. So I wanted to go on the driver's side to minimize visibility issues, so I could look out the back of the truck and I could see people coming up on me from the rear of the truck, and also just always drive down the highway. I like glancing to the back because there's so many road ragers and tailgaters out there nowadays. So I went on passenger side. The other thing to consider is when you mount this is that you need to make sure whatever you're stacking up along the side of the fridge slide is a little bit of a clearance issue. So when you're sliding it out and tilting it down, it can get hung up on some gear. So you may have to rearrange your gear to make that work. And the third thing is cord management. So when you pull it out, it's great pulling the cord out, but when you go ahead and slide it back in, it wants to pinch on itself for the cord. The slide actually wants to pinch back in on the cord, and you can't close the slide completely and lock it down. So I do have a solution. I'm working on a solution for cord management, and once I figure that out, I will post a video. You need to remove the drawers from the deck system, which means you need to remove the two wheels for each drawer. On top of the deck system, you'll see that there's these round dimples. They run north to south and east to west. The north to south channel is the location of where you're going to want to mount the fridge slide and drill through. The dimples that run east to west, you'll see that underneath it's an actual metal channel along those dimples. Take the fridge slide and put it on top of the deck system and line it up along those north to south dimpled channels. Make sure that the holes you're going to drill are actually centered in that channel. After drilling the first hole at the front of the slide, I went ahead and put the bolt through it and lightly secured it with a flat washer and a nylon lock nut. I did this to keep it secure on top of the deck system so it wouldn't slide around, and I went ahead and then marked my holes. Make sure the holes are in the center of the channel. After marking the holes, I removed the slide from the position of where it would be mounted. Now if you note here, you can see how I messed up on my first few holes I drilled because I was not centered in the channel. Learn from my mistake. On the other side of the fridge slide, you're not going to be able to mount it into that north and south channel. You're going to have to mount into just the top of the deck system. And it is somewhat difficult to get a hole drilled through that unsmooth surface, but it's possible and you can do it. After I drilled all the holes, I then put the fridge slide back into position and started putting the bolts through the holes. Now on top of the bolt I used a metal flat washer, and then underneath to attach it to the deck system I used a metal flat washer and a nylon lock nut. When you install the deck system, you're going to have some extra screws and rubber washers that came with it. And so in this case I used those extra screws. This hole right here, it actually fell along the east and west channel, which if you recall underneath you'll find a piece of metal. So I used those extra screws to mount anytime I came along that east and west channel. From here it's pretty straightforward. You're going to go ahead and put all the bolts into the holes you drilled. Hopefully the holes are drilled in the center of the channel, or else you may have to redo them. To attach the flat washer and lock nut underneath. You're going to need some long arms. So if you have short arms, you might want to find somebody who has long arms. And you're probably going to be getting into all sorts of weird yoga positions to get the thing actually installed. But it is possible. Here's the view from underneath the deck system as if the drawers were removed. And you can see the hardware mounting the fridge slide to the deck system. Use the supplied straps to attach the fridge handles to the fridge slide and go ahead and put it to the test and see how it works. And it's as simple as that. So thanks for watching, and if you got any questions, let me know in the comments.